Hello everybody, Mr. Play Dr. Gaming here, and today we're going to be discussing about CD Projekt Red lost 75% of their overall value. Now if y'all don't know, I'm going to give you a quick history lesson here. Basically, CD Projekt Red lost 75% of their value due to a little game called Cyberpunk 2077. One of the most hyped games I could imagine over the last past decade that people actually excited for. So what kind of happened with this game? You think, oh, this game was good, right? This game was great. Nah, when the game first came out, it was a pile of shit, especially on the previous gen console, the Xbox One, the PS4. Now, the game did improve over time, but by the time the game actually did improve, CD Projekt Red was already in a world of shit. So that's what the article we're going to be reading about today from IGN, that CD Projekt Red lost 75% of their overall value due to Cyberpunk 2077 disastrous launch. CD Projekt Red market value had dipped 75% since Cyberpunk 2077 launch. For nearly a decade, CD Projekt Red established itself as one of the top game development studios in Europe. After creating a great fan base and reputation with titles like The Witcher 3 Wild Hunt, the company took a major tumble with the failed launch of the long-awaited Cyberpunk 2077. The futuristic RPG title was announced by the developer during the early 2010s, and following multiple delays and changes, the game arrived on console and PC in 2020. With fans setting huge expectations, the title faltered from the get-go, as it was unplayable on consoles like the Xbox One and PS4. Moreover, fans were furious with the game middling with a lot of bugs and other issues. The problem caused many players to seek refund, and for the last 2 years, the developer have been trying their best to fix the game for players to enjoy it the way it was intended. At the moment, the game is in a much better state, and fans are quite happy about the developments. However, these changes could not prevent the damage that CD Projekt Red had took in the last 2 years. The Poland company was hit with a lawsuit and ransomware attack, along with public berating the developer for selling fake lies to them. This had caused the studio to take a massive dent into their valuation. According to the report Business Insider Poland, CD Projekt Red is currently valued at less than 10 billion zlotys, which is a strange decrease from the company peak valuation of 400 billion zloty just 2 years ago. Honestly, Cyberpunk 2077 is a sad tale. It's basically a sad tale how one game can crash your entire career and basically crash your entire company. Now, did CD Projekt Red to get what they deserved? Yeah, you kind of can say that, because they knew good and well Cyberpunk 2077 was not done when they first decided to release the game. Like all that pre-game footage and all that stuff, you can tell that was like kind of fake. Like, I ain't gonna lie to you, dude, that pre-game footage kind of got me. Like, Cyberpunk 2077 was a game I was like legitimately happy for. Like, I was really excited for it. But when I got it and played on the base of Xbox One, I was thoroughly disappointed. I was heartbroken, dude, cause I was hoping that this game would actually be good and actually earn a Game of the Year award or something like that. But when I first got the game was crap. It was crap. Like, you couldn't even play the game. Dude, Cyberpunk 2077 on the base Xbox One would like run at 13 frames per second. Dude, come on. Like, my PC that got a 1660 and an i-Core 5, I'm pretty sure it could have pushed more frames than it did on the base Xbox One. Well, PC more powerful than the console. Well, it probably would push it. But you know what I'm saying. It was no excuse for this game to be run like the way it did. And if they couldn't get it to run any better on the last gen console, what they should have did was just cancel the game for Xbox One base, Xbox One, and the PS4. They couldn't get it run any better, because the way that game launched and how much money they took from people is unacceptable. And it's just the consequence of them rushing a game out just to meet a quota. Like, the only reason Cyberpunk 2077 did okay at the end because it was a hype game. That game was hype. Even I was hyped for the game, and I don't get hyped for very many games. There are very few games I actually care about and get hyped for. and those are far and few between. I was actually hyped for Cyberpunk 2077, actually excited to play it. And when I finally got to play the game, I was completely heartbroken, dude. Like, I'm just tired of game coming out half baked and half finished. Like, dude, when you pay $60 for a game, I think that game should already be ready. Everything should be in it, and the game should be stable. Like, I ain't unreasonable. There probably will be a few bugs here and there. But you talking about a game that runs like in 13 frames per second, it is unexcusable. And if they knew that Cyberpunk 77 gonna run like crap on the previous gen console, I hate to say it, but they would have been better off just canceling the game and just made it next gen only. Anyway, I'm out of time. Then my thoughts and opinion on Cyberpunk losing 70% of their market value, and this is my opinion. What I think Cyberpunk 2077 should have been. It should have been an amazing game that should have had no issues. But it turns out it was just another one of. It was just one buggy rush game. They tried to meet a quota. Anyway, it's been Mr. Play Doctor. See you next time. Peace.